Hello, my name is Nat Blue and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to do something a little bit different than what we've done in the past, and I'm going to do a Baldur's Gate 3 character tier list. Now, if you've listened to any of my other videos, Baldur's Gate 3 is my favorite video game right now. I am a huge fan of the story. I love the D&D aspects of it, even if they do change a few things, sometimes for the better. So today I wanted to go through and rank the characters from Baldur's Gate 3. Hopefully I remember all of them. It has been a minute since my last playthrough. So to kick off the list is Astarion, the rogue. I am going to put Astarion in S-class. As a companion, he's one of the most useful companions in my opinion. His lockpick gets incredible later in the campaign. He's really good for deactivating traps. I love his vampire storyline that you can go through. Even if you do let him take the dark path near the end of that storyline, I still think it's great. So Astarion, S-class for me. The next one on this list, the love of my life, Karlach, is also going to be S-class. I understand sometimes Barbarian is only useful for bonking things, but I think her as a character outweighs that. Karlach is incredible. I love the childlike wonder she has, the little dances she does when she's in, when she's not really doing anything else. I love the sense of humor she has. She's just an incredible character. She has a very good ending to the game. No matter what path you take, I just love Karlach. I can't say enough good things about her. Next on the list is Gale of Waterdeep. I am not a huge fan of Gale. We are going to put him in D. I love that he has some area of effect spells like Fireball and Ice Wall or Ice Storm. I do not like his character. He kind of annoys me throughout the campaign. Ice Storm. I do not like his character. He kind of annoys me throughout the campaign. But sometimes a wizard is pretty useful to have in the party. Which pretty well segues into the next character, Lae'zel. I am also not a fan of Lae'zel, but we are going to put her in C. Once again, not a fan of the character. I do like the Githyanki side story that you can take, where you go to the temple. And I can't deny how useful a fighter is in the campaign. So Lae'zel can't go lower than C just for her fighter abilities. Accent Soldier is amazing in a game like this. I can't really knock that. Next is Shadowheart. I'm going to put Shadowheart in B. Also, not a huge fan of the character. I do like the little bit of character development she gets if she decides to deny her god. She's the best healing option in the game. I do enjoy Turn Undead in the big fights against the undead enemies that happen multiple times in the game. She cannot hit anything with some of her spells, so that's kind of frustrating. I wish I loved this character a little bit more, but she's still pretty useful throughout the campaign. Will is going to go in F class for me. I don't like Will. The Warlock is not the best class in the game. Eldritch Blast only does so much. If you want a spellcaster, it's better to just have Gale in your party. I don't like the Blade of the Frontiers story arc. I don't like the Duke story arc. I wanted more from Will. I tried to choose him in my party a couple of times, and I think most of the time I ended up just changing his class to a more useful class. Halsin is up next. I think out of the druid options in the game, he is the best druid. I'm going to put him in B class. I enjoy his wild shapes. The Albart Bear is great. I really enjoy his interactions with Nathaniel later in the game. Overall, he's just a pretty solid character. I think keeping him in my party, he's just not as interesting as some of the other characters, so I don't want to put him up too high. Minthara is next. I'm going to put Minthara A tier. So I love Minthara. She's a really good character to have in your party. I like the drow as a race, and I enjoy hearing all of her little quips. She's great to have a companion in the Dark Arch playthrough. The reason she's not an S tier for me is if you accept Minthara into your party, Karlach will not remain at camp. She'll leave, and I cannot have Karlach leaving my camp. I am going to move Astarion behind Karlach. Not that it matters too much, but I just want everybody to know she's my favorite character. I will say Minthara has the best scene in the game, if you're interested in that kind of stuff. So if you want Karlach is pretty close, but if you want a playthrough with that kind of thing, she's a really good option. Next up is Jaheira. Jaheira is going in F class with Will. She is not a great druid companion. Halsin is so much better as a druid. Her dual wielding scimitars thing is not super effective. She's not an interesting character to me. I just don't really have that many nice things to say about Jaheira. So I just overall think Jaheira could certainly be a better character. Next is Minx. I'm going to put him in B ahead of Halsin. I love Minx as a character. I like that he's a dim-witted guy. I really like Boo, who's next up on this list, and their interactions. I am not a huge fan of the Ranger as a standalone class. I think it's fine if you multi-class it. I think I ended up making him a fighter just because I think it fitted a little bit better. But I understand there's some backstory with Minx that I'm not aware of from older games. That brings us to Boo, his little space hamster companion. Boo is going in S-Class. Boo's done nothing wrong. You can throw him, which is hilarious. I love Boo. So Boo is going in S-Class with Karlach and Astarion. Enough said there. The next is the Dark Arch. So Dark Arch, I am putting into A with Minthara. I loved my Dark Arch playthrough. There were a lot of really difficult decisions made. I do not like that he made me kill a certain person in the camp. Because of that, I'm not putting him S tier. I'm going to be a little bit petty here. I don't like that she had to die. He's not going in S tier. If anybody's played as the Dark Arch, you understand what I'm talking about. There's a time when you're near the Emerald Groves where somebody will come to your camp and the Dark Arch will kill her while everybody's asleep. I did not appreciate that. So A class instead of S class. Next is Withers, who for me is going into S class. I think Withers is super interesting. I love the reveals that you get throughout the game about little things about Withers, and then at the end of the game, his little monologue is amazing. Scratch. I'm going to put Scratch top of A. I love Scratch. He's a really fun character. I love using Speak with Animals just to talk to Scratch. I've used him a couple of times out in the open world to retrieve things and everything. And I just feel like it left some to be wanted. But overall, I can't say too much bad about Scratch. Scratch, he's great. The next on this list is the Owlbear Cub, who is going into S. It is really sad when you kill the Owlbear Cub's mom, but I do love that little cub. I never got to take him into my camp and use him as a companion because I think I killed him in one playthrough, and then in the other playthrough, I did not save him from the Goblin camp. But I love that little owlbear cub. Next is Tara. I'm going to put Tara in A, ahead of Minthara. I loved the little interaction with Tara with the pigeons. I do wish that she was in the game more. I just really wanted to interact with her a few more times. I get that it was just a little side quest, but I love the character so much that I really just wanted to see more of her. Next is Volo. Volo to me is also an A class. I liked the eye interaction. I like that he runs away so often. Volo just overall is pretty great. And then Aerodin, I'm putting an F. He just doesn't do much. There's not much to say about him. I will put Zevlor in C with Lae'zel, just because as a fighter, he's pretty solid with the Paladin class. So overall, Zevlor's not bad. Karga, I'm going to also put in C. You just love to hate her. The scene with the snake is great. If you find out the secret by that big tree, it's great. Karga's just an overall interesting character, but she's not good enough to go above Zevlor or even Lae'zel. Arabella, I don't remember much about her. She's not really too integral to the game. She stole that artifact. So I'm also going to put her in F just because she doesn't. We'll go to make one called Not Important Enough to Wait, which might be a meaner way to put this, but that's okay. That's fine. So her and Aerodin can go down here. They're not important enough to wait. Next is Mattis. Mattis is one of the thieves. He'll also go down here with them. Maul, I think is how you say it. I did this wrong. This is F. This is not important enough to wait. Maul, I'm going to put in D, above Gale, or if it will let me above Gale. I liked Maul as a character. She had some interesting things. The reason she's not a little bit higher, I don't like that they didn't give much of a conclusion to her storyline. They kind of just left it at her trying to make a deal with Raphael. So I wish they would have just done a little bit more with Maul. Damon is an A class. He's just so great of a character. He's a very wholesome guy. He just wants to help Karlach out. I love that. Karlach being my favorite character. I just have to like the guys that are just trying to help her out. And then Alfira, I'm going to put above Volo. I loved Alfira. My first playthrough was my first full playthrough was with a bard. I loved being able to help her finish her song. I would put her in S tier, but I am very jaded that she is not a companion. I feel like Baldur's Gate kind of missed out on that. I think Alfira would have been the ideal option for a bard companion, even over Volo. She's so loved by the fan base. I think there was just a good opportunity there that they didn't take. Roland, I'm going to put him at F. I don't remember much about Roland, so I just don't want to really rate him, but I wouldn't say he's not important either. The Strange Ox is going to be top of B. I enjoyed the Strange Ox. I liked that little hook that they had with him. I can't say too much bad about the Strange Ox, honestly. Saza, not important enough to rate. I don't care about Saza. I left her in that cage to rot. Barkis, I'm putting him in F. So he's not important. I don't want to rate him with the people that I just don't want to rate, because I had issues with Barkis. I interact with the Barkis as a fellow Deep Gnome. And I don't like how no matter what interaction you have with him, if you say he seems far away from home, he gets upset. I was also a Deep Gnome. It's not a big deal. Floic, I have no clue who this is. So we're putting her over here. Ethel is an S tier. I love Ethel. I am a huge fan of hags. As you follow the channel, I'll probably talk about hags a lot. They're one of my favorite monsters in D&D. Nothing against hags. I don't know how to say her name. Marina. We are going to put C tier. Or let's put her D with Gale and more. The damsel in distress thing was a little overdone, but once you get to Baldur's Gate, there's some great interactions with her. So I don't mind her at all. Nier, we're going to put him F tier. I'm weighting him low because I hated fighting the guy. He killed me a lot of times. Other than that, he's not bad. He's just another true soul. Omelum, maybe is how you say his name, is going A. I liked interacting with him, getting to learn a little bit about the Society of Brilliance or whatever it's called. So he's going to go A class. I loved that guy. Glut is going F. I didn't want to kill the Sovereign, and it tried to make me. Bernard, not important enough to rate. I did not care much about that temple. Voss, I also don't care about. I did love Vlaakith. She's going S tier. Mostly for some clips I saw of her using a wish spell, I think it was. I think that was pretty cool. Raphael, also S tier. The boss fight with him that you can have in the House of Hope is one of the best fights in the game. I love that he sings during it. I did steal from him in a couple of playthroughs using Astarion. So that was pretty fun too, in his little hotel room, trying to not get attacked by him. Mizora, I'll put her in B. I like her as the devil dynamic. I just don't feel like we needed both her and Raphael. I think I'm saying his name wrong over and over again. Elminster, not important enough. I did like the little cameo of him. And when you're heading to that second area, other than that, he wasn't in the game much. Isabel, I have some issues with Isabel. We're going to put her in C. My biggest issue is I'm pretty sure this is the person that you have to save in the last light in. And she just keeps running to combat instead of protecting herself. And I was getting very frustrated by that over and over again. Cornus, I love him. He's going to go in A class. I like the whole half spider thing. I like that he's obviously been warped a bit. He's just a great character. Zwell, also don't think is important. No, I'm going to put her in F. You know what? I don't like that she uses mirror image. It makes the fight harder. The fight's already hard enough. We didn't need mirror image. Catherick, I think for a first big fight, he's pretty good, so we're going to put him in C. I wasn't a huge fan of the fight, but that was for my own personal reasons. I think overall he wasn't a bad boss. Wellbryn, I'm going to put in A class, mostly because he gives you rune powder, and that's pretty awesome. Balthazar, I'll put Balthazar in B. I loved that fight that Balthazar has with you when you're trying to save the dame. So I can't rate Balthazar too low. I will say I kept getting that little bell to summon his brother and always forgot to use it. So in my next playthrough, I would like to see how well his brother fights alongside you. Your gear is an S-class character. I love him. I loved that area where you find him in. He was a tough fight if you didn't make him kill himself. I did that a few times. So overall, loved him. Dame Aelin, I'll say B. So I liked her storyline and everything. I will say if I'm having two paladins in the class, I just like Minthara better than I like her. So no shade against her. I just like Minthara as a character a little bit better. Daniel will go B class. We'll put him beside Halson because they're friends. I liked the Daniel storyline. I really did. I liked that you get to play hide and seek with him. I like that his parents are like spirits. I was a huge fan of Daniel. He who was, I'm going to put him in D. He was not important, but I kind of just dug the character design. I liked that I think there was a raven with him or something. I thought that was pretty cool. So overall, D. Gortash, F. And Gortash is an F because he was mean to Karlach. And you guys know how I feel about Karlach. Overall, not a bad villain. He was mean to Karlach. I can't have that. Orin, I am going to put in A. She is my favorite out of the Chosen. Especially if you're playing the Dark Orge playthrough. I think that adds a great dynamic to it. So I loved Orin. Yenna, I'm going to put Yenna top of F. I couldn't keep this kid out of my camp. Every playthrough I did, this kid kept coming to my camp. I don't know how I kept just letting it happen because it wasn't like I didn't have a choice. I just couldn't keep Yenna out of my camp. Valeria, I'm going to put C just because I thought it was cool to see that race in the game. Other than that, not really a reason. Milstra, I can't wait. We're going to put her with not important enough to wait. I did not interact with her a single time in any of my playthroughs because I didn't use Gale. So that complicates things. I do not know how to say this guy's name. We'll call him Larry. Larry is going to go in... We'll say C. I loved his little magic shop that you can go through the to buy scrolls and everything. I liked the storyline where he was trying to get the night song. I loved the temple that you go to fight him in. It had a lot of really cool loot there. Overall, okay character. Mostly everything around him was just really cool. Keen, I don't know what it is. I have no clue who this is. So she is just going to go under not important enough to wait. Cazador is going to go in B. I liked Cazador. It was a really cool part of the game. You just don't interact with him too much. You hear about Cazador mostly. And then at the point where you do meet him, it's just a fight. There's not like pre-interaction. You just burst into a fight. Xana looks familiar. I have no clue who he is either. So we are also going to put him and not important enough to wait. Along with Vicance. I don't even know how to say this person's name. In order. I don't know who these people are. And I feel bad that I don't know who they are. I think Saravac is the guy that you fight if you go to figure out a Dark Orge thing. I don't really care for him either. It was a very difficult fight. I just think there were better parts of the game. I think if you took that completely out of the game, most people wouldn't even notice. Hope is going to go high B. I liked Hope. She was a great character. The House of Hope was pretty amazing. Just overall liked Hope. Harleap will also go B. I did the scene with Leap. But other than that, I just killed the guy. So I can't really give much of a rating. But overall, decent scene. So next is the Emperor. The Emperor is going to go top of B, above the Strange Ox. I loved the Emperor as a character. He was a great antagonist slash protagonist to help out the party. I don't like that if you decide to side with Orpheus, he just joins the other side. I think that's a little bit ridiculous. But other than that, not a bad character. Going to Orpheus, I'm going to also put him in B class. B class is really stacking up right now. I liked him as a character. I was able to convince him to become the Illithid. Overall, better than Lae'zel at least. Decent character. And then last on the list, Oathbreaker Knight is going to go in C class. I love the design of the Oathbreaker Knight. He's only there if you play Paladin, only there if you break your oath. And then he's there for the rest of the game in case you want to apologize for breaking your oath. I guess we should put him in not important enough to rate, honestly. He just doesn't do anything. That seems like it might be a little bit too mean. Oh, I remember who Keen is. She's the crime lord. We're going to put Keen in C. Sorry about that, guys. I like Keen. Keen's great. All right. Other than that, that is my Baldur's Gate 3 character tier list. If you liked the video, make sure you hit the like button. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. This is a new channel. I would love as many subscribers as possible, honestly. Until next time, peace.